Shalom and good day all, this is Healing29 back again for some indie comic reviews, and in these indie comic reviews I'll be covering Gatchaman issue 5 by Colin Bunn, and we have Parrot's Rogue Son issue 23. I'll now get things ready and organised for the first one that I'll be covering. So, moving into first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give it an 8 out of 10, as I have also on top of that enjoyed this series, and it's definitely worth the pick up, as we cover the characters of the Science Ninja Team. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal story, as we have a look around the beginning, middle and of course the end, as this comes through Mad Cave Studios. So as the story begins, we have the characters of the Science Ninja Team working together to take on a bit of a monster that's been sent into the city in this particular planet or Earth. And we do learn that this was actually sent. We do learn that Galactor does play a part in relation to this. So as the story continues, as we jump towards the middle of the story, the Science Ninja Team now work on taking on some of Galactor's minions, including one of the commanders. As they finally finish off taking on their first big villain within the story, we learn that the Beta Team, which is the team that was prepared to replace them, have been asked to stand down, and the Science Ninja Team still get to keep continuing their job. For the internal art, I give it a 7.5 out of 10, as it actually remained quite consistent between each and every issue. Maybe I could have made it an 8, but I'll stick with 7.5. I'll definitely look forward to the next upcoming issues in relation to the series, depending whereabouts I get them. Whether it's through my main LCS or Star Comics, or maybe through Minotaur in the city. Next is the area of the story rating. So first things first, did we get anything in relation to time? No. Next is the area of location. No real indication of the locations of where some of the things were taking place, though it would not have hurt to have it in the story, or this issue of the story. Next is the cast of characters, consisting of the main Science Ninja Team. We have Dr. Nambo, we had Galactor, we had also the Beta Team, and also I think it's Dr. Kelsey. I might, because of my bad writing, just ignore that. For the overall story writing, for the overall storytelling, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Rogue Son issue 23. So as we start to move into Rogue Son issue 23, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is inside with the story? In some essence, not so much. But we do learn in the story that one of the people that has sort of like been murdered might have actually been murdered by someone within the Aviary itself, and not sort of like the person who runs it. So for the overall cover, I give a 6 out of 10, not a 7, not an 8. It's a straight 6. Now it's time to jump to the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what is happening story-wise with the characters. So as we jump into the beginning of the story, we see that these events take place in the past, and we address that at the beginning on like the very first page. Not this particular page, but the one before it on the left-hand side, which would be the main right one, as we're coming in. But we get to see some of the things that are occurring in relation to one of the characters' daughters, and also a villain that is making their way into the series, As we start to jump towards the middle of the story, we return with the character of Rogue Sun, as he now begins to take on a bit of a femme fatale of villains. And it's nice to see that these female villains are actually using weapons to sort of like to make up for some of their weaknesses. So very clever there. But how will that affect the story and its racing? And last but not least, towards the end, for the internal art, I gave it a 6 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. Now, considering how far we are issue-wise, did we get any comic book references to any previous issues that might be important to the storyline that we've got happening here? No, we don't. Next is the area of time, to which we have the past only being addressed. Next is the location, to which we have the Avery, which is like one of the things that are playing a part in this arc. Next, we have the cast of characters, to which we have Viv, Dylan Bow, who is the Rogue Sun, and that is about the rest. We didn't get the name of the other additional female villains within the story. No doubt they will be covered in the next issue. For the overall story rating, I'm afraid to say this one has actually gotten quite low in regards to how this story was set up, delivered, and even executed. With Rogue Sun, this story has had probably a lot in the 7, but this I really feel I felt the story dropped to about a 5. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.